First up, a heart-wrenching tale from the world of football. The grandson of Manchester United legend Steve Bruce, little Madison Bruce Smith, tragically passed away. An inquest has now revealed shocking details about the circumstances surrounding his death, pointing to an unsafe sleeping position and the actions of an unregulated maternity nurse. This devastating loss for the Bruce family has sparked a national outcry. Coroner Ms. Much has issued an urgent call for action, demanding an overhaul of the maternity services industry and a crackdown on unqualified maternity nurses, after hearing how this little one died in an unsafe position. Now, let's switch gears to the electrifying world of football transfers. Tottenham Hotspur is reportedly eyeing Adi Hütter as a potential replacement for Igor Tudor, amidst a turbulent season. Meanwhile, Manchester United is on the hunt for a new left-back, with Arsenal's Myles Lewis-Skelly reportedly topping their wish list. And the transfer frenzy doesn't stop there. We've got whispers of Bernardo Silva's next move, Barcelona's search for defensive talent with Alejandro Grimaldo in the spotlight, and even Antoine Griezmann potentially heading to the US. Stick around for all the juicy details and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
A legend's loss, the tragic death of Steve Bruce's grandson. This is a story that has sent shockwaves through the football community and beyond. 4-month-old Madison Bruce Smith, the beloved grandson of Manchester United icon Steve Bruce, is no longer with us. An inquest into his untimely death has unveiled deeply disturbing circumstances, suggesting that the infant was placed in an unsafe sleeping position in his cot, a decision allegedly made by an unregulated maternity nurse. Madison was discovered unresponsive by his father, former footballer Matt Smith, on the morning of October 18, 2024, at their home in Trafford. Despite desperate resuscitation attempts, he was pronounced dead at Wythenshawe Hospital. The family had hired Eva Clements through Ruthie Maternity Services, believing her to be a fully trained and vetted professional. However, the Stockport Coroner's Court heard that neither the nurse nor the company were regulated, raising serious questions about the oversight of such services. Ruth Asser, the head of Ruthie Maternity Services, admitted to having no formal medical qualifications beyond a first aid certificate and a level 2 diploma from a short course. Ms. Clements herself stated she had a degree in early years education, but no medical qualifications. The inquest revealed that Madison's parents would never have put their son to sleep on his front, but were advised to do so by Ms. Clements, who reportedly claimed all 4 of her own babies had slept safely in that position. This advice directly contradicted established safe sleeping guidelines from the NHS and health professionals, which emphasize placing infants on their backs to reduce the risk of sudden infant death. Senior coroner Alison Much delivered a narrative conclusion, stating Madison died in his cot after being placed in a prone and unsafe sleeping position. She highlighted the significant risk posed by the purported expertise of untrained individuals in unregulated services, issuing a prevention of future deaths report to the Secretary of State for Health, urging for the regulation of such services to prevent future tragedies. Madison's parents, along with Steve Bruce and his son Alex, were present for the hearing. In a statement read to the court, Matt Smith described his son as their precious, perfect little boy and the loss as utterly excruciating. He emphasized that they believed Madison died in a complete regulatory vacuum and that without regulation, similar incidents will occur, shattering families. This tragedy underscores a critical failure in safeguarding our most vulnerable. But what happens when the transfer window slams shut and teams are left scrambling for last-minute deals? We've got the inside scoop on who's moving where. Urgent call for regulation after tragic infant death. The inquest into the death of 4-month-old Madison Bruce Smith, grandson of Manchester United legend Steve Bruce, has ignited a firestorm, prompting a coroner to issue an urgent plea for national action. The heart-wrenching case has exposed the dangerous lack of regulation within the maternity services industry and the risks posed by unqualified maternity nurses. At the inquest, it was revealed that Madison died after being placed on his stomach in his cot, a practice advised by a maternity nurse who lacked formal medical qualifications and whose advice contradicted national safe sleeping guidelines, which mandate that babies sleep on their backs. Madison's father, former footballer Matt Smith, found his son unresponsive on October 18, 2024. Coroner Ms. Much stated, "The demand for these services from parents hoping to have some support is clearly there, but in effect, anyone who is employing them is employing somebody who may have little experience or qualifications. The unregulated advice given by maternity nurses and maternity services puts children at risk." Ms. Much recorded a narrative verdict acknowledging Madison's sleeping position was prone and unsafe. She is now issuing a report to the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care to compel the regulation of maternity nurses and companies, aiming to prevent future deaths. The Smith family shared their profound grief, calling Madison a precious, perfect boy and describing their loss as utterly excruciating. They expressed deep regret for agreeing to tummy sleeping, having trusted the purported experience of Eva Clements. They highlighted the unregulated nature of the sleep nanny and maternity practitioner industry, where individuals can claim titles without any required qualifications, background checks, or oversight, leaving parents vulnerable to misleading claims of professionalism. This devastating event has cast a harsh light on a system desperately in need of reform. But while some families face tragedy, others are navigating the high-stakes world of football transfers, and Tottenham Hotspur might be looking for a new boss. Spurs' managerial maze and Man Ut's left-back hunt. In the ever-shifting landscape of football management, Tottenham Hotspur is reportedly considering Adi Hütter as a potential successor should they part ways with interim boss Igor Tudor. This comes as Spurs face an intense battle to avoid relegation, a situation made more precarious by recent defeats. Tudor himself missed a post-match press conference due to a family bereavement, adding another layer of uncertainty. Hütter, who previously managed Monaco, Mönchengladbach, Eintracht Frankfurt, and RB Salzburg, could be the man to steady the ship, though his lack of Premier League experience presents its own gamble. With an international break offering a pause, Spurs have a critical window to make a decision that could define their season. The club faces a significant stick or twist moment, weighing the risks of sticking with Tudor against the potential of bringing in Hütter or even finding another candidate for an interim role, a list that might not be long. Meanwhile, Manchester United is actively seeking to bolster their defense, with a particular focus on the left-back position. According to reports, Arsenal's young talent Myles Lewis-Skelly is a primary target. Lewis-Skelly, a product of Arsenal's Hale End Academy, has seen his game time limited this season behind other emerging talents. The 19-year-old is reportedly open to a move to gain more consistent minutes and boost his chances of an England call-up. United faces competition from other Premier League clubs like Chelsea, Everton, and Brentford for Lewis-Skelly. If a move for the Arsenal youngster doesn't materialize, United is also monitoring Fulham's Anthony Robinson and Crystal Palace's Tyrick Mitchell. The club's recruitment strategy also includes a keen interest in Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton, viewing him as a key target to inject energy and composure into their midfield. The potential signings of Lewis-Skelly and Wharton signal a shift towards investing in high-potential young English players, but United must secure Champions League football to fulfill certain transfer agreements. These managerial and transfer sagas highlight the constant pressure and strategic decisions in top-flight football. But what happens when a star player decides it's time for a change? We're tracking Bernardo Silva's potential next destination. Transfer turbulence, Silva's next move and Barcelona's left-back search. As the summer transfer window looms, the football world is buzzing with potential player movements. Manchester City's influential midfielder Bernardo Silva is reportedly prioritizing a move to Barcelona once his contract expires this summer. While Barcelona sees Silva as an interesting prospect, he's not their top priority due to an already strong midfield. Silva also has lucrative offers from the Saudi Pro League and interest from Juventus, while his former club Benfica dreams of bringing him back. This decision rests with the Portuguese international, who is weighing up all his options. The Catalan giants are also actively searching for a new left-back, with Bayer Leverkusen's Alejandro Grimaldo emerging as a strong contender. Concerns over Alejandro Balda's injury history and doubts about permanently signing João Cancelo have pushed Grimaldo to the forefront. Despite his contract running until 2027, Grimaldo has expressed a desire to leave Leverkusen this summer, and a move could be secured for less than his €20 million release clause. In another significant development, Atletico Madrid forward Antoine Griezmann is reportedly set to use the international break to finalize a move to Orlando City in the United States. Marca reports that Atletico has granted him permission to sign what is expected to be the final long-term contract of his career. However, due to his strong relationship with Atletico, Griezmann is expected to stay with the club until the end of the season to pursue Copa del Rey and Champions League titles. Meanwhile, Barcelona is also considering extending the contract of veteran striker Robert Lewandowski by an extra year, though a final decision is yet to be made. Lewandowski himself is exploring various avenues, including staying at Barca, moving to another European club, joining a Saudi Pro League team, or heading to MLS. These transfer sagas reveal the complex web of player aspirations and club strategies. But before we wrap up, let's take a quick look back at the biggest stories we've covered today. And that's a wrap on today's explosive news. We've seen the devastating impact of unregulated maternity care following the tragic death of Steve Bruce's grandson, Madison. We've dived deep into the urgent calls for regulation in the maternity services industry. On the pitch, Tottenham is reportedly eyeing Adi Hooter amid managerial uncertainty, while Manchester United is making a move for Arsenal's Myles Lewis-Skelly. Plus, we've tracked Bernardo Silva's potential transfer and Barcelona's hunt for a new left-back. Don't miss out on any of these developing stories. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave us a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all our social channels for even more exclusive content. We'll see you next time with more breaking news.